Today on Outside the Box Reviews, we're going to be taking a look at the Trick or Treat Studios Halloween 1978 Michael Myers mask. This just came out. It's just starting to hit shelves, and I'm sure it's going to be more and more common as the Halloween season approaches. But I wanted to take a quick look at this guy because it was a mask I was really excited to get my hands on. Now, Trick or Treat Studios is the kind of, maybe not low end, but the lower end of decent masks. So while you're not getting the quality you get out of like an indie artist who's putting hours and hours and hours into the masks and doing each one by hand, the end results are usually pretty damn good for the price point. If you've seen my Halloween vlogs from past years, you've seen that I have a lot of their masks from the other Halloween movies. And for a long time, I've had their Halloween 2 Elrod mask on my shelf as my 78 substitute. It's basically a mask that's supposed to be the Michael Myers mask from the beginning of Halloween 2, but kind of playing off that Halloween 1 look. But this one here is full Nick Castle Halloween 1. And like I said, I was really excited to get my hands on it. So I will say, out of the box, or out of the bag in this case, this mask didn't look quite as good as it does now. Right now, this is on a foam wig head. There's a plastic bag over the wig head to give you the kind of blacked out eye effect. I've also stuffed this mask full of other plastic bags to try to give it a better shape. I'm definitely not an expert when it comes to any of this stuff, so I know there's people who can, work magic with that and get it to look so close to how it did in the film just by strategically, stuffing different points on the mask. But I'm very much a newbie at that. But I think I got a decent, filled out look. At least it looks like it's worn and not caved in certain sections. I have also gone through and kind of styled the hair a little bit. Once again, not something I'm super proficient at, but straight out of the packaging, this hair is plastered down against the head. It's just super flat. And I know that is a common reaction to people when they get a Trick or Treat Studios mask where the hair is like that, or even like the Chucky doll they did. People get it and the hair is just smushed, and it's immediately a negative reaction because it does look really bad until you start putting some effort into it. So overall, I think the sculpt on this guy is pretty good. I think they did a decent job of capturing the Michael Myers H1 look. There's definitely a couple areas that I feel like could have been done a little better, particularly the fact that a lot of these sculpted areas, the jowls here, the lines on the forehead, they're there, but they're very, very thinly sculpted in there. I do have a light sitting just below the camera lens, and it's actually kind of helping to bring out some of those details a little more than they do kind of normally under normal lighting. So that helps, but what you're seeing on camera is maybe a little more defined than what I'm actually seeing with the naked eye in most circumstances. One of the big things that separates this from the Elrod as well is there is no sewing needle hole here on the neck. That's completely just sealed up the way it is in the beginning of the movie. We do have the sculpted in sideburns line here at the side. I will say I've seen a lot of people commenting on the cuts of the eye holes. I'm not educated enough to be able to tell you what the correct shape these should be are, but they do look a little rough. You can see this one kind of has like a straight angle here on it. And I've seen a few different people complaining about that with this mask. So I know that's definitely an area that could be improved. One of the other things to note is that the mouth is split. I believe in the original film that is not the case. I think I've seen some people doing some work to try to get that sealed up, whether it's some latex or with some kind of adhesive. And especially when you're going to stuff the mask, this is going to just start pulling apart. It looks like it's not 100% split. There's areas that it kind of does touch, but I think that is going to be something I want to address in the future. The paint on this thing is interesting. It's very much just a flat white, kind of almost a stereotypical thing you think of when you think of a Myers mask. They have dirtied up some areas like the lips, the nose is a little dirty, around the eyes there's some dirt. The eyebrows themselves, I've seen some other masks where these are more of a brownish color, but mine are just kind of a gray. And then if you flip it around by the ear, there's kind of some black or brownish going on here to kind of darken it up. And there's actually a subtle blue in here with the jowls on either side. I've seen some copies of this mask where there's actually a lot more of this blue tone going through. What I was told was I was supposed to try to mimic the lighting in the original film, but it is a little odd to have it just painted directly on the mask. And I honestly think it was an attempt by Trick or Treat Studios to try to bring out some of these details that are a little washed out in the sculpt, and just to try to bring them forward a little bit. Of course, they did do a little bit of flesh tone here at the neck, not a lot. I actually would have preferred a little more. Kind of goes up onto the chin, the underside of the chin a little bit, but not strong enough from my point of view. Now, granted, this is a lot different than their H2 that had almost completely flesh tone neck. And I know some people really didn't like that. I think even the L-Rod has a very large section that's flesh tone. But for me personally, I like the Myers mask, even in the first movie, when it kind of has a grimier, gross look to it. And this guy here just, it's very clean looking for the most part, which is fine. It's just not quite my preference with this mask. And I keep showing the one side, so let's get a better look at the other side here. Not really anything different. You see more of that blue shading here on the jowls, more of that black and brown around the ear. Also kind of highlighted the seam up there for the sideburns, but overall pretty good. I'll give it a little turn here. We can see the back. Now, one of the other things too with the hair, I've styled mine, but especially with this lighting, there are sections that are thin. There's kind of rows of hairs, like a row, going through to the top of the mask. So under certain situations, you can kind of see the baldness creeping through because it's the white mask underneath the hair. And, once you could see through the hair, you could see that emptiness there. So that is a bit of a bummer. That's just how Tots tends to do their hair. So unfortunately, there's really nothing that can be done about it outside of rehairing the mask, I guess. I tried to style mine so that you don't get a lot of that in view, but it is still definitely visible, so this is a bit of a bummer. I also did put something here at the bottom to kind of close up the seam in the back of the mask. That just helped with stuffing it to try to get a good shape out of it. Overall, the hair is easy enough to try to style. Like I said, I'm not super good at it, but it's not particularly difficult to try to mess with. I was using basically hair gel. I wet the hair down, did some hair gel through it, then I did some hairspray to try to kind of seal it in. And a little bit of the hair came off when I was working on it, but not a whole lot. It's not like it's falling out of the head or anything, so that's good. It seems to be pretty solidly in there. But yeah, I'm overall pretty happy with this mask. I would definitely recommend it, and kill the lights a little bit and bring in kind of a bluish tone. It actually looks decent. It, kind of captures that Carpenter look. It kind of looks like it's under a black light with the lighting I have right here, but you can kind of get an idea. Being lit from below does actually kind of really help to bring out some of those details as well. You can kind of see the jowls look a little more pronounced on it and things like that. But overall, I'm pretty happy with the mask. For the price point especially, I think it came out pretty well. It's about what I would expect for Trick or Treat Studios quality. I definitely recommend it if you're looking for more of a budget Michael Myers mask that still looks good. We can compare it to all those Ruby's masks and stuff over the years. This is leaps and bounds ahead of all that. But, if you got like the 2018 Myers mask, you kind of know what to expect. I would say it's better than their Halloween 2, just straight out of the bag. The Halloween 2 was a little oddly shaped and things like that, and I don't think it really captured the movie look as much as I would really like it to. So I think it's an improvement over that one, but it is what it is for the budget, but I like what it is, so I would definitely give it a recommend. So I hope you all enjoyed my little mini mask review here. I do hope as we're getting closer to Halloween that I'll get myself motivated to make some more videos, at least my typical October videos and stuff that I've done the last few years. Even when I'm feeling burnt out on doing straight up reviews all the time, those are still things that I get excited for doing, so hopefully you guys will join me with those, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.